Okay, guys, January 29th. This is the Happiness Tribe weekly Zoom. I am recording it now. It looks like it's recording. Yes, it's recording. Okay. I am recording, so I will put it up later on. I want to welcome everybody who is new to this group. This group has grown in leaps and bounds in the past couple of weeks, so welcome, welcome. I want to congratulate all those people who are ranking up, because we had tons of rank ups this week, which is also awesome. And can everybody mute yourself out, if you don't mind? Just check to see if you're not muted, and if you're not muted, please mute yourself out. Okay. All right, guys. So I want to start by just talking a little bit about our team page and our thread and those things that we utilize. I know a lot of people are getting confused, and some people are messaging me saying, "Oh my God, this thread it's out of control," and they're shutting off the messaging. We really need to utilize the team page, the Happiness Tribe page, Facebook page, for all of the questions, because you could ask a question now, and 5 minutes later we'll have 13 other messages and somebody asks the same question again. So please tell your people, your team, to utilize the Happiness Tribe first before you ask a question. Okay, and we want to try to keep it simple and try to hashtag everything in the Happiness Tribe page so that it's easy to go and look for something. Hashtag Xanthromax, hashtag mud mask, hashtag product question, things like that, so it's easy to be able to utilize it and quick for us to go and do a search to see what we're looking for. Okay, I'm not opposed, guys, I'm not opposed to using the thread. But the thread has been getting, there's tons and tons and tons of questions that are going through. And I know everybody, has been going through the same thing. Everybody has questions on there, and I want people to utilize it. But I would really rather you put the questions in the Facebook page so that we could go back and see it, and not everybody's not asking the same question over and over. And I'll get tons of messages a day that says, "Hey, Maria, I know I heard this question a couple of times today, but I didn't catch up to see the answer." So we could eliminate that. We could eliminate people scrolling all day long and just go straight to the Happiness Tribe page. If you are not on that page, please, please, please get yourself into that page. Okay. The other two pages that we have are Elevating Others to a Better Life. That is our customer page. I want you to drop your customers in that page with their permission and tag different things. Tag posts on what Xanthromax does, or how do you drink the coffee, or somebody's before and after, or a migraine post. Whatever you think that person who you're dropping into that group, whatever you wanted to put them in there for, tag them in different posts. This way they get to see. All right. And then they'll muddle around in there as well and get more information. I mean, the whole idea of it is so that you have a community of people that are really excited and talking about this and showing results, and then other people will get excited as well. And then we have our the Business of Happiness page, which again, we've started putting people in, and a lot of people have been asking to be put in. The reason why it's not fully up is because we are waiting for the videos from the new website. Once the new website launches, which is supposed to be February 1st, so in 2 days, our new beautiful website is supposed to launch. Once that launches, we will have all these great videos, and we're going to drop those into the business page. Okay, so then you can start putting any prospects that you have that are interested in the business into those pages. Okay. Does anybody have any questions so far? If you raise your hands, I'll unmute you. No? Or unmute yourself? No questions so far? Okay. So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about, the thread and the pages. So again, please, 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 if you're just joining us, please make sure you utilize the Facebook page before the thread. Okay? Go check it out. If you have a question, go check it out, or message me separately if you need a quick answer. And then we'll get it done that way, because a lot of people tell me that they're just scrolling and scrolling and they're not getting through anything. All right. So that would be beneficial to everybody. And you know what? I mean, it'll save you a lot of time if you just keep on utilizing the tribe page. So another thing that goes hand in hand with that is organization. And this is the beginning of your business, whether you're here a month or whether you just started yesterday. You have to organize yourself so that you are ready to go. And some ways to organize, and I want everybody to jump in on this, but some ways that I organize is on my phone, on my homepage, I have different folders. I have an Elevacity folder with business stuff. I have a folder with development. Anytime I find something of use that I would want to go back and read, or a video that I want to watch, I put it on my home screen in a personal development folder. I have another folder that just has articles and information on our products. I have information on turmeric. I have information on xanthorhumol. I have any kind of articles you could find. Anything that has to do with the ingredients that are in our products, I have in that folder. So if somebody asks me a question, I could just pop it up and send it to them, right? This way there's no like, I'm trying to remember everything that has to do with it. I have it and I send it right off to people. And quite honestly, that is a great way to get somebody's information. If you have an article that you want to send to them or a video that you want to send to them, you have it accessible on your phone, actually accessible. You say, give me your email address, give me a phone number, I'll text it to you right now, and you get that information off to them. Very simple to do, and it's a very good way to get yourself organized. Like I said, I have articles in there, I have product information, I have personal development videos that I watch. If I'm in the car, I throw my headphones on, and I always have them going. Another thing that I utilize a lot is I have a planner, which I have to get a new cover for, so don't look at that. But this is my planner. I have everything, the nice Erin Condren. But what I do is I keep all of our business stuff in here. So in the front I have, and this is a lot of the outdated stuff, but I have the packs, and in the back I made myself tabs. And I have, again, this is the original comp plan when I first started, but I have all the information on the comp plan in here, right? So this way it's at your fingertips. I know that a paper calendar planner is so outdated, but it keeps you so organized you can't even imagine. So a lot of times it's better to have it at your fingertips. Then I throw my notes in the back too. Like I have volume pricing, how much the pricing for everything is, how much the volume was, because we just changed the volume on everything. So it's just little things like that to keep yourself organized. I highly, highly recommend. Does anybody have, I'm going to unmute you. Does anybody have an organizational tip that you want to share? Or unmute yourself. This way we're not doing it a million at a time. Come on, you guys, you're in this business. I know you have some sort of organizing thing that you do.
I like to put like reminders in my phone. I mean, I am a pen and paper kind of person, so I do like to write everything down too. But like if I have somebody that I need to follow up with the next day or whatever, I do like put a reminder in my phone and make it like a priority so that it dings at a certain time whenever I know that I'm probably going to be available to place their order or to follow up with them or whatever it is. So that's just something that I've done.
Perfect. Even shortcuts, guys, like she does the reminders, you really should put shortcuts in your phone. If you don't know how to put a keyboard shortcut in your phone, let us know. They will take a ton of time, like for your website, for just product information. If you notice that you're saying the same thing over and over and over again. Bridget, what are you drinking? Good Lord, girl.
Diet Coke. I had a headache this afternoon.
Oh my God.
Oh, splurge today.
Yeah.
You're making me red, okay? Don't call me out like that.
I will call you right out. I'd rather see you drink regular Coke than that. All right, so if you don't know how to do a shortcut, this is another one.
on an Android phone.
You guys are crazy.
In the copy and paste section, in the clipboard,
So good.
you can look down at the bottom and you can like hold it down and it'll lock it to the clipboard so you never lose it in the copy and paste option. And if you're somewhere without your notebook to write down like who you're going to do follow-ups on or who wanted a sampler pack and you're just kind of on the go somewhere, you can screenshot the conversation and then you don't have to go back and try to remember who said what. Can somebody hear me? Can you hear me?
Rachel, talk a little louder, babe.
Okay, basically screenshot the conversation and then later look at your screenshots instead of having to scroll through all the messages and try to think of who did what.
Good. Perfect. You know, I also recommend having a like a typed up blurb about what this is, and I say sometimes I tell people to do it, sometimes I tell people not to do it, because with me, I always change it up based on what they're asking me if they send me an email. Now, I have ads out. So when I put the ads out, you know, you never know what kind of questions they're going to come back with. They may just be like, send me information, point blank, and that's it. Or they may be asking us a question specific to something, specific to a product, specific to the business. So basically, you know, I alter it like that. So I highly recommend, you know, just having something in your computer in an email so that you have something quick to, you know, to send out, but you always have to tweak it. Always make it personal to the person that's sending it to you.
Oh yeah, here's a little tip for like if you're on Facebook Messenger. I don't know if Maria does email a lot. I do Facebook Messenger pretty much like for everything. But I would definitely recommend using the voice clips, like the voice, you know, memo things or whatever, because that's always going to come across more personal than a typed out message would be. You know, even if you do save like a little note in your phone or whatever of like how you normally would explain the business or whatever, it's going to come across so much better to somebody if they hear your voice, opposed to feeling like it was a copy and pasted message, opposed to feeling like it was something that was typed out, you know, because they can hear your tone. They can hear your excitement. Like people feed off of that. Like people feed off of your excitement. I mean, if you're excited about it, even if they're not 100% sold on it from whatever post you made, they will be sold after hearing your voice 100% of the time. If you are excited and if you're passionate about what you're saying and stuff like that. So.
Perfect.
And I'll also say,
Okay.
For me, I know Maria kind of mentioned this, but for sure, guys, like you just have to take some time and go through team pages and look at information and learn. You cannot rely on every person for an quick answer every 5 seconds. So that's the thing that I've noticed time and time again. It's like asking questions that are blatantly on the team page or something you could Google yourself. A lot of times I find I'm Googling stuff for people, and that's crazy. So, you know, organize things that you can find it really easily. If there's something that I see, I'm like, oh my God, I'll screenshot it. Like people ask for the rank up stuff all the time. People ask for information on what does Xanthamax do? All these questions, which we have blatantly put all together in our team pages for you guys. But what I do is I have it all saved into my favorites on my phone, like in a photo image folder in my phone. And so anytime I get that question, I'm sending it to my customers and I'm sending it to you guys. But if you had it for yourself, it would be so easy. So I would just encourage everybody to take some time. We don't want you to waste time learn. And we want you to work for sure. But if it's like you get up early or you don't have any leads or anything right then, just take 10, 20 minutes and just scroll through and just see all the information that's there, because pretty much anything you would ask is already there on the FAQ, or there's images already created under the photo albums. So it's pretty much all put together. If we get something random, I think Rachel said, Brittany, can y'all do a little blurb about the different group pages and what they're for? And I was like, okay, yeah, we don't have that. So any suggestions for sure we can do and create and get all that together. But when you are asking something we've already put our time and taken time away from our business to help, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, this question's asked a million times. So that's just something I would encourage all of us to do, including myself. When we enroll somebody new, encourage them to check out the FAQ, because they're going to get those questions right off the bat. Encourage them to set up their referrer code and let them know that the Elevosity is for customers and the Elevpreneur is for promoters. And no, we're not supposed to be taking it while we're pregnant breastfeeding. I don't know many people that take a weight loss supplement while they're pregnant. So it does say, no, but you can check with your doctor. That is, we get that one all the time. We get, I don't know how to send my website, and we get, random questions that we ask over and over and over and over. And really, it just takes 5 seconds or probably about 10 minutes really to look through that stuff. So I would just encourage everyone to do that if you haven't already. And as we enroll new people, encourage them to do that so that it takes that load off of you, so that you can actually work your business and you aren't like trying to just answer questions that we've already answered a bunch. But as far as organization, that folder for sure. If you are really good at follow-ups, again, that's a weakness of mine. But if you're really good at follow-ups, here's a tip that I got from the top. Introduce them to this. Here is our new puppy, guys. Her name is Diamond, and she's black. Hint, hint.
So
We're
it's
shooting for Black Diamond.
Could you?
Diamond.
So cute, huh?
Did everybody see the original pup that they wanted?
It was the ugliest dog ever. I laughed so hard. Joseph was like, he keeps picking the ugliest dogs, and I was like, show me. And I literally laughed so hard I cried. I was like, that looks like a joke. I cannot believe he picked it. But anyway, yeah, so it was an ugly dog.
Demon dog.
Demon dog for sure. So we went and met the dogs, and he picked this sweet little puppy. So thank God for that. But
Thank God.
if you're good at following up, this is a tip from the top. What they did is because they had so many people they had to follow up with, this may not apply to everybody. But if you do get a lot of people buying trials, Jennifer Ruggles, if you're on here, when you sell a lot of trials, it's kind of hard to be really personal and follow up. So what this person did is they filmed themselves basically saying, hey, you should have your product by now. I just wanted to check in, see what you're loving best about it, give you some suggestions. And they did a little video, just a quick little video of themselves, basically what they would say if they followed up. And they saved it in that file, and they sent that to every person to follow up. So it was just a one-time thing, and then they sent it over and over and over, and they just perfected it, and that's what they sent just to follow up. And it seemed really personal, and that you were taking the extra mile, but really it was like a copy and paste, but it was a video.
That's a good idea.
The other thing that I use a lot is I text message myself in Facebook Messenger. So I will send myself voice clips and then forward them to a bunch of people. I will send articles that I like or graphics that I like in Messenger, and then it's all there in my Messenger to myself. If you guys want to look at some graphics that we've already sent in the Happiness Tribe over and over and over, if you scroll to the top and click that little arrow at the top and then scroll all the way down to the bottom, there's all the images that have been sent in our group message. So almost everything has already been sent at some point or the other. So if you go click the top where it says Happiness Tribe and then the arrow, and it'll open it up, and you scroll all the way down, you're going to see all the images we've sent in our group chat, which is really good images. So save those. That's a really good way to stay organized, or a quick way to find stuff. Let's see, sending messages and sending articles back and forth to yourself in Messenger so you can get to it quickly. I like to, when I do follow up or when someone orders a trial, in my calendar, I like to just write their name, like the day that they ordered it, and then so I know how many days it's going to take me to follow up, because I get lost in like when to follow up and things like that. Also, the other thing that I have started doing, which is really good, is when you got a potential that's going to get on the potential promoter Zoom or the Ellepreneur Zoom, set the plan in y'all's message, because a lot of times they'll be like, I forgot about it. They were committed, they were going. You've said, I'm going to follow up with you after the Zoom, and then they don't get on. And you're like, what happened? Well, they forgot. They're busy with their kids or whatever. If you start the plan, it'll notify them Zoom starting, and then they'll jump on, odds are. So I use that too. Not just for potentials, but for us too. It's a really good thing to use for our team, is to start the plan so that we know something's going, and you can click attend. And then if you click attend that you're going, it'll notify you before that it's going to start. And so it's a lot harder to forget.
Yep. That's good. Does anybody else have any kind of organizational tip? Okay, moving right along. I wanted to talk a little bit about self-development again. I know for myself, I'm always learning. I am always watching videos and webinars. I probably do about 3, if not more, hours a day. Hi, bud. I cannot even explain how important this is for you guys to learn from the people in this industry. And it doesn't matter who you are going on to watch and who you're learning from. I mean, you could be learning from Tony Robbins or Rich Branson or Brian Fryer, any of these, Eric Worre. It doesn't matter if it's them or if it's somebody who you just happen to see in a sponsored post and you clicked on their video. I promise you, you will get something out of everybody's video. Something. You will take away something. And you could take a little bit of this and a little bit of that from each person. And that's how you will start to develop your business and to really help elevate yourself. I really can't stress it enough, guys. Like, hop on these calls, hop on these webinars. I'm not saying you have to pay for a ton of them. I'm in Rank Makers. There's a whole bunch of things that you guys could be in. And again, I'm not telling you to start spending money until you're actually making good money, but it really is beneficial for yourself and for your business to learn. All right. So try to get in as many as you can. We've been putting some up so that you guys could hop on, but really, really try to, just do searches and just try to get in on some of them, because they're definitely very helpful. And that's in addition to any books and stuff. You always have to be evolving. Always, you need to be learning. You always have to be coachable. Not one of us is above anybody else to be coachable. You can always learn something from somebody. So get out there and learn. Misty wanted to know what kind of ads I have out and where. I have to look. I have about 4 of them out, and they're like on mom sites, the random like direct sales mom sites and stuff. And they're typically, about 150 every 3 months, like nothing crazy. But I have to go back and change them now, because I originally had them out when we were before we were doing the stock. So I have to change the wording and stuff like that on them. But they are, I've gotten to be friends with a lot of people that came on board just by answering an ad, like just emailing me about an ad. So that's where I do a lot of my email back and forth. It's typically not any, it's not from regular day-to-day business. It's from the ad inquiries. And, I could get 10 inquiries a day sometimes. I mean, it really depends. But I think that they're good to have. You guys know how I feel about events. I think that especially now is the time to go out and book events, book bridal shows, book health and wellness expos, holistic expos, whatever you could do to get yourself out there, because nobody knows about us. I mean, you think right now you're like, all right, Maria, my newsfeed is blowing up Smart Coffee all over the place. But that's because you're friends with so many people now who are doing it. If you went to different places, you'll see that this is a wide open market. So get yourself out there and show people. And it's very easy to give them a little sample in a cup. You bring your hot water, you sample it out, they'll feel it. So get out there and do it, because you're going to regret it if, 6 months from now, tons of people that are selling this and they're doing well with it. That's it for that. Has anybody booked anything? I don't know if Tom's on, but Tom booked something. Nikki booked something. Anybody else? No? I'm telling you guys, you got to do it. You got to do it. We are doing, Tom's on.
What ads are you putting out?
I did some I have to look. I'll tell you guys exactly which ones I did. But they're they're like mom direct sales company things,
Okay.
And I do typically get a lot of inquiries from it, especially that it's a new company. And everybody wants to see what's out there. So you got a lot of people that are scrolling, a lot of people that are looking for something new and different. So you get good hits on them, and they're not expensive at all. I mean, 135 or 150 for 3 months is not bad. Some of them are $100 for the year. So, if it just sits out there for a year, guys, remember these things are all tax write-offs. Everything is a tax write-off. So, save your receipts. We'll do, you don't have to worry about it now because you guys all started in the new year for the most part, but we'll do a whole Zoom on your taxes and how to, prepare for them and save your receipts and everything.
Hey Maria, I do a lot of the mom groups too, but I've never seen like the ad things that you're like paying for. I haven't had to pay for anything.
Not in Facebook mom groups. No, they're actually websites.
Okay, gotcha.
Guys, now I just want to talk a little bit about convention. We put a thing out to see how many people are coming to convention. You guys need to make sure that you guys show up to things like this. It's so important for everybody to be at these events, especially if you're getting a ticket in your packet. You don't understand what we have here. And I know everybody thinks that, oh my God, this is so amazing. This is so amazing. This is beyond amazing, guys. We are in a place where we are in pre-launch. We are going to an event that we are launching this company, okay? Think about the capacity in which you're going to look back in 5 years from now or 10 years from now, and you're going to say, holy shit, like we actually launched this company. We are also in a place where whatever we do or whatever we have a problem with, we have a voice. And it's not, as we grow, it's not always going to be like that. Now is the time to be a part of this launch, to get there and to have your say. Like there have been things, we started and both packets of coffee were 24 in a pack. And we were like, not going to work. Not going to work. We want 30. And they listened. You know what I mean? It's little things like that. They want us to be happy. I'm not saying everything is going to be changed every time we want something changed, but they will do whatever they can to make us happy. So it's very important to be there with us in the beginning. We're going to do team building. We're going to do a lot of fun stuff. Really, really try to get yourself there. From 18 years ago or 17 years ago when I started in network marketing, I would hear, if you show, you grow. If you show, you grow. And, I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's the truth. It is the truth. From that very first event that I went to 17 years ago, I was blown away. And no matter what company I was with, I went to every event because it is so important for your business. If you have never been to an event before, you go there and you come out and you're blown away. You're like, oh my God, this is what I'm going to do with my business. And it's not just that. You're making connections with other people and you are learning from other people and you're getting ideas from other people. It's the best environment to be in to grow your business. So it is true. If you show, you grow. But that's the same thing with the Zoom calls and, any little thing that we're doing. You have to participate, guys. Those who are not actively involved in, the team pages or putting people in or, the Zooms and stuff like that, you'll lose your interest. You'll lose your momentum. So you have to keep yourself involved. I know within a couple of days if somebody's bailed. It just happens. You just know because people, like, there'll be people who, and things happen in people's lives and I get it. And, family first all the time. But if you really want to make this a business, you have to make this a priority as well. I have 3 kids. My kids are always around me. You'll always see them coming in, popping in. But I have to make sure that we do the Zooms and we do the chats and everything else. And we do the 3-way calls and so on and so forth, because it is important for our business. Yeah. So if you want to get paid like this is your business, you need to act like this is your business. It's very, very important. Does anybody have anything to say about that?
I want to talk about really quickly about the events again. Like Maria said, when she went to her first event, it was like so eye-opening. And that's how it was for me too. When I first booked my first event and I went, I was really nervous. I wasn't really interested in going. Someone basically paid my way and forced me to go. So I went. And what I realized was it wasn't what I expected, for sure. What you don't expect if you've never been to an event is being surrounded by people who take this serious. And in our day-to-day lives, we're surrounded by people who do not take it serious. So basically what we felt was like, I mean, we were at Atlanta's basketball game the other day, and I'm like checking my numbers and and everyone's around me is like immersed in the game, watching the game or whatever. But like this is like everything to me. Like this is so important to me. And if the people around me, obviously, they're just living in the moment. Everything's just cool. They're not at work. They're never, at work until they're at work. But for me, I'm like, this is my everything. So when you get around people who this is their everything too, it starts making sense. Like, oh my God, that's how you get to that level, is when you immerse yourself in your business. And that is, you get tunnel vision and like you like care so much. And so when you're surrounded by those type of people, it's like, oh my gosh, I could do this too. They're normal people. Look at them. They're just normal people. I can hug them. I can touch them. They're normal people and they're killing it. And this is why their faith and belief in everything that they're doing is so high. And so it's like going to church. Exactly, Rachel. And so what we feel like is, the best analogy we ever got was when you go to an event, you basically get this coat of armor. And when you leave the event, you have this coat of armor. So some people are going to reject you and say, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. Oh, that's one of those things. Oh, I bet that product's just another thing on the market. And you get these little chinks in your armor. But you've got this armor because you just were surrounded by all these people who believe in it, and you've heard all these stories, and you've been lifted up so much, and you've got all these, you've got this coat of armor, and you've got all these chinks, And so that's why you have to go back to an event. You can't just go to one event and be done. You got to go back to the event and get everything refilled and get refueled and get revitalized and be around those people that make you realize, yeah, you can do this. You really can do this. And so that was what it was for me. I went into it thinking, oh gosh, we're going to do some hokey team building stuff. And I'm such an introvert. And what am I going to do? And I left being like, these are normal people that commit their lives to this and do this big. I can do it too. And I left my first event, and the next month, my team did $153,000 in volume, and I made $30,000. It was the most I've ever made. I made more than I made in my full-time career that I went to college for in a year, in 1 month after I left an event. It just changes your mindset. It just changes your faith and belief. It just changes this, which makes you do so much more. So if you think, I can't afford it, you can't afford to not go.
Well, one thing I want to say to that too is you become the average of what you surround yourself with.
Bingo.
And so if you hang out with 4 millionaires and that's all you hang out with, you're going to be the fifth.
Yeah.
If you hang out with 4 losers, guess what? You're going to be the fifth. I mean, it's just so when you go to an event and you network with people and you start talking to people, be mindful of who it is that you're networking with and who it is that you're taking influence from and all that, because that's the truest thing I've ever heard. And when I realized that, it was like it lit up in my mind. I was like, wow, you really do become the average of what you surround yourself with. And that's, to me, a big, important part of events.
Yeah. I spent the majority of the time at the event, the majority of the time talking to the top earner at our prior company. Like, that was the majority of the time I talked to anybody was the top earner. And so when I went home, I was like, dang, he's normal. I can do that. I'm smarter than him. I'm better looking and everything. Like, I can do this. And it really is like that. And so it's just crazy when you leave, because typically we're surrounded by people who kind of cut you down, or, oh, what are you doing now? What are you selling now? Even your friends and family that love you the most will cut you down. And so when you get around these people that are all doing what you're doing, like-minded, wanting success, it just changes. So this event's not expensive to get to. It's at the cheapest airport. Our rooms aren't expensive. You can split it with 4 ways. Guys, just take some money, put it to the side, and go. Like, it will change everything for you. If you've never been to an event, you've got to do it. You just got to do it. So that's just, I'll get off my soapbox there, but we have got to get more people committed to this event, because I know what it did for me, and I want it to change other people's lives too.
Yeah, if you've never been to an event, it really will change your business completely.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it really, I always go back and I tell people about the first event that I went to was for Stampin' Up. Stamps, guys, stamps. And my friend was like, you don't understand how much Christina makes. And I'm like, how much could she possibly make? It's stamps. Now, this is 17 or 18 years ago, guys, 17 years ago. And they were like, no, Maria, she makes like $350,000. I'm like, on stamps? Come on. And as sure as I love my kids, I went to this event and she got, most recruits, 75,000. She got a check for 75,000. Highest volume, 50,000. By the time she left that event, she had $150,000 just in checks, or close to 200,000 just in checks, just in bonuses. That had nothing to do with her commission or anything else. I was like, it's stamps. It's stamps. Now think about this, guys. That was 17 years ago or 18 years ago. That is a condensed market, okay? You're looking at women only women who are stamping and scrapbooking at the time, who are between the ages of 20 and 50 maybe. That's it. We have something that is, you could branch out to anybody. Kids could use it, adults could use it, men, women. It does not matter. There's no discrimination. Anybody could, health and wellness, anybody could get involved and anybody could take it. So you have a wide open range. Think about the possibilities and our comp plan. Think about what's going to happen here. I mean, this is like, think about what we are doing in 1 month in. And could you imagine what it's going to be like a year from now? I want you to think about it, guys. I want you to think about it. You need to manifest and keep it in your head where you're going to be a year from now, because you're going to be so blown away at what's to come. But you have to know that you want to get there. You have to see yourself there. You have to envision it. I mean, I'm big on vision boards too, guys. Like I got to change mine up. And somebody posted the other day, for us, a vision board really may be obsolete, because we are able to attain a lot of the things that we have been looking for with this. I mean, it's crazy. So you may be changing your vision board a lot, but put it up there, put it out there, put where you want to be in 3 months from now, in a month from now, in 3 months from now, in 6 months from now, in a year from now. I want to make X amount of dollars. I want to be able to do this. I want to pay off that. I want to be debt free. I want to have this car. Whatever it is, put it out there. Write it in your notebook. Write it in your notebook. Put it on your wall so you have it there and you could see it every day, and you work towards that goal every second of the day. Again, treat your business like a business. Yep. So with that being said, February is a short month. We all are aware of that. Let's go out. Let's leave January with a bang, guys. Don't start slacking off if you feel like you have not reached your goal. I haven't reached my goal, right? So really get out there and push, and you will slide into February. Remember, again, I just said it, it's a short month. February flies by like that. And then guess what? We are at launch. So we have big things going on this month. We have 4 weeks until we actually launch. A lot of stuff. We have the keto cream coming out. We have hot chocolate coming out. We have a lot of stuff that's going to go on. So be prepared, get yourself ready, and get yourself out there. Don't forget to keep on posting. And again, we've gone through the whole ins and outs of what to do, what not to do with your social media posts. Don't throw up all over people, but really, make people curious. Put your curiosity post out there. I love how everybody's supporting everybody else with their post and showing love. That is the best thing that makes my heart so happy. Keep doing that. Before we end this, does anybody have anything else that they want to chat about?
I love that everyone's sharing post love, and I love that you guys are looking at each other's posts. However, we can't copy and paste. Like, if someone copies and pastes my post, I literally will call you out. You just can't do it. Like, it hurts the person you copied, and it hurts you in Facebook world. Like they're like, oops, spammer, let's demote them. And then your post won't show up as much. You just cannot copy and paste. And I've seen people, I've been preaching this. And so some people will save it and then they'll copy and paste it exactly word for word the next day. That you can't do that. You have to be authentic. You have to come up with original content. You have to think about it. What do you want to convey to the people reading your stuff? It can't always come from somebody else. If you aren't successful in your business, think about that. Are you copying and pasting every post that you're doing? And if you're not successful, I would bet that's probably the gleaming error you're doing.
Because
You're
you know what?
not being authentic. You have
Right.
got
People
to come
see
up
that.
with your own content.
People see that, especially if they're your friends. Shelly.
Good, Shelly. People are going to love you because copy and paste is just so cold messaging and copy and pasting. Just leave that with it works. We can't do that.
Yeah, if your friends know you, I mean, you know, you have 1,000 friends or whatever, they know how you post. They do. So if you're copying off of somebody else, it's like they're like, oh my God, what is he doing? What is she doing? Give me a break. You know what I mean? Don't do that. Don't share either. Like I'm really, even more so than the copy and paste, I am like even more so on share. That drives me crazy. Do not share. It just looks like you didn't put any kind of time or effort into what you want to put out there.
Yeah, if you need tips of, you know, we have that creating curiosity document where it's got some examples of things, you know, take that, tweak it and change it. But don't just be like, oh, well, Sarah's got a lot of likes and comments on that today. Whoop, let me put that on my page.
That full belly.
It doesn't convey. It doesn't convey well.
Yep.
Because most of us are friends with a lot of the same people because of the prior company we were with. And so they do a lot of that. And so we need to break the mold. We need to, you know, not blast the name of our company and the name of our products everywhere. We need to not copy and paste, and we need to not share stuff, like sharing stuff like all the time.
And
Like
you
it
don't
would
want
change
drama
everything.
to be starting in the team, like, because people are going to get irritated with you if you copy and paste.
Yeah.
Because they're going to
Yeah.
see it. Because if you're friends with them, it's going to pop up in their timeline, and they're going to be like, I think I just posted that like 5 minutes ago, word for word, and I remember coming up with that personally. And then you might have somebody in this team block you or get unhappy with you, and it's going to cause a lot of friction that doesn't need to be there. It's
And that's
important.
the other thing too is you don't ever know if it's true information. Like
Yeah.
I've seen the Maria's lost 30 pounds copied and pasted 30 times. She didn't lose 30 pounds.
Like, I wish I lost 30 pounds, but I have not lost 30 pounds.
But if you were creating that yourself, you would have been like, Maria, how much have you lost? Brittany, how much?
Right.
And you would have compiled that and you would have known it was real. But anyway,
By the way, that's Mark
people-
Wilson who lost 30 pounds, right?
yeah, Mark Willitson and Judy and them, and then Joseph lost 20. But if you copy and paste someone's post, you don't know what they've done to create that. That was one of my biggest things at Prove It, was I would sit there and I would like come up with this post that I poured my heart into. It wasn't just something I copied and pasted or pulled off of a network marketing thing. I would pour my heart into my post, and it'd be long, and then someone would copy and paste it, and then someone else, their friends, would copy and paste it. And before I knew it, I'd see 70 people with my post that I poured my heart into. And it wasn't like I was like, that's mine, I'm greedy, but it was like, I'm authentic, and I try to make my posts like all authentic and genuine and original. And so if someone's just going to your page every day and just grabbing whatever you're posting every day, it really is frustrating. It really is.
Well, and it not only devalues it in the eyes of like Facebook's algorithms, which I hate to even say because of the copy and paste nonsense that happens with Facebook's algorithms, but it also devalues it with mutual friends. I mean, if you've got a really true, authentic post that really hits home with somebody, and then they're scrolling and they see the exact same thing
4
from someone
times.
else or 2 or 3 more people,
It's like,
it
oh,
loses its value. So I mean, it's just you're not hurting, you're not helping anything. You're only hurting it.
it looks like the company's giving you scripts when that
Right.
happens.
Yeah, it definitely will put a bad name on the company. I mean, y'all all know it works, and right, like, has everyone seen probably the same post from It Works that said, "Join my team for $9.99," whatever that month was that they did
Yeah.
that. Like, I promise you, I would have never. I mean, I used to be with that company, but I never would have done it again especially, I mean, lots of reasons, but especially after seeing that, like, literally, like, Facebook will group together the copy and pasted stuff. Like, it literally groups it together and says who copied and pasted. So not only does it upset the person that you copied, but you're exposed to your friends on Facebook and to everybody else's and their friends. I mean, it groups you together literally, and it'll say your name and the post and their name and that post, and it's the same thing. And so, like, it's really just important to be authentic and show who you really are, because that's where you're going to gain the most customers and the most recruits and the people you want to work with is from using your own words and being authentic, and just really, like Brittany was saying, just like sharing your heart with people, not, oh, well, I can't think of a post, I'm just going to go scroll through somebody else's page and see what they had that was good, you know, because they worked really hard to do it and I just don't have time today. Like, that's not going to get you anywhere, and it's going to upset the other person, and it's going to hurt them as well. And so it's just not worth it.
And you can't go wrong on Facebook Live, because that is authentic as it gets.
Right.
That's why it gets boosted so much. That's as authentic as it gets. Bridget could go live and I could literally go say the same thing on my live. Now, she might get mad at me because I literally just copied it, but odds are she probably got the content from something else too. So as long as you tweak it and make it your own, everyone's so different when they're talking. It's not the same as copying and pasting a post. And Shelly, if you take a graphic, like if I say, I know I went and found that graphic on turmeric on Google. I just was looking up turmeric and I found that graphic on Google and I posted, oh my gosh, did y'all know that this, turmeric does all these things? Has anybody already taken turmeric? And then I saw it, turmeric, posted over and over and over. Well, it could have been just as easily, if I thought turmeric was that important to post about, I could go find a different graphic on Google and posted turmeric. But the one like Shelly, like the one that says, does your coffee do this? And it's listed out in bullet points. I mean, we all have that graphic, and we're all probably going to share that graphic. But if the wording and everything like that goes with it could change it. And if you love a graphic, you can always take it and put your picture with it and put stuff on it. So or put a picture with you and your coffee and then your graphic, and then no one would take it from you too.
Yeah,
so you
or
can
take the words from the graphic and use that as your post with like a selfie or something.
Guys, yeah. Why don't we put in I'll do a post in the Happiness Tribe, and just everybody throw in where you do your graphics from, because like I use Typic, and I just upload my picture or whatever it is, and then I put whatever words. A lot of times, for those of you who don't normally do this, I'll just like Google, like a rainbow or whatever, and I'll take a saying that I like and I'll put it in Typic, and I'll put it on there, and that's my graphic. So, or a cup of coffee, and then put my wording in there. So a lot of us use different ones. Just find the one that you like or the one that you're comfortable. I'll start a thread in the Happiness Tribe in that page, and I'll tell you which ones I use, and everybody else drop the ones that you use, so that everybody has, you could see the different kinds of apps that we're using. All right. One last thing before we head out, I just want you guys to be aware, in order to get your full check match for commission on all of your levels, because some of you guys are down to 4 and 5 levels now, you need to have 240 personal volume. All right. And I just want to make sure everybody is aware of that, so you're getting your full check match. Now, I'm sure that there's probably not a problem with anybody this month right now, because I know everybody, you got your samples that are going out. So everybody's ordering more coffee. Some people bought the packs. So this month, so that's in there. And now the keto cream, which if you have not gotten it already, go get it. Okay. We're entitled to get it. Go get it, go order it, get it out. Mine, I think, should be here tomorrow or the next day. You want to have it so that, it's a new product. You could try it out, and, you want to be one of the first to taste it. But really, I want to make sure that you are aware of your personal volume, so you do not miss out on your full bonus. Does everybody understand that?
Yeah, it really only applies to people who have their teams, and their teams have built teams. That's really when that check match starts going on. And so really, if you've built a big business where you've got teams that got teams, you probably have built enough of a business that you need to be ordering product anyways. So as long as you weren't trying to cheat the system and bonus buy and you're ordering it through your account, we'll always meet that qualifier just because we order product for us to use and products for us to sell as trials. So it's not a big deal, and it might actually include personal customers. We're not 100% sure on that. So we just wanted to make sure that if you've got teams that have built teams, go ahead and make sure you've got that 240 personal volume. If you came in with a kit, you already have it this month, but just make sure next month as your teams start branching off and growing that you maximize it. You get compensation for $40, of course, but you want to maximize and get every penny that you make.
Now, the other thing is, I know there's been question. I know a lot of people are like, well, what are we getting paid? And what's in my check? Your weekly checks on Friday. Well, actually, let me just explain this from the beginning. Our commission week ends on Tuesdays at 11:59 p.m. Central. Okay. That closes the week before. All right. You get paid 2 Fridays after that. Okay. So it's like, it's like what is it? Like a week and a half, like 10 days later or whatever. You get paid 2 Fridays after that Tuesday for the week before. That is everything. That is basically your promoter packs or any retail sales that you do. That's what you get paid weekly. If you like what your check is weekly, you are going to be blown the hell away with your monthly check, because your monthly check that you get on the 15th of the month is your big check. That is all of your MAP. So anybody who does auto ship, that's on there. And that is your matching bonus, guys, if you have a team. So keep that in mind. If you're happy with the weeklies, that's great. But if you're growing a team, your monthly check is going to be a lot bigger. That's going to be that's going to be your meat and bones. Okay? So I just wanted everybody to be aware of what is in each check, so you know.
And monthly is February 15th. We should get paid February 15th.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And don't go by the bottom of what it says in your back office that it says 7 a.m. We never get paid at 7 a.m. That's just a thing that, that's a protocol in the system that they have to put a time in. They've been paying us any time on that day. It really depends when they could get them all out.
Hey, what did you say about on the weekly? It was the promoter packs, and what else we get paid for weekly?
Retail sales.
Retail, okay.
Mm-hmm. Any retail sales. So then anything else on the monthly is anything for MAP and your check matching. Okay. Now, again, guys, I know I keep on saying one last thing, but one last thing. I promise this is it. If you have a coffee shop that's not Starbucks or Tim Hortons or Dunkin' Donuts or anything like that, if there is a specialty coffee shop in your area and they sell, frappuccinos or mochachinos or whatever the hell, if they sell specialty drinks, go there. Bring them the brochure from the back office. We have a brochure in the back office. Order them from elepreneurshop.com or whatever that is, and take the information to them. It is cheap for them to buy. They become a promoter. It costs them $1.50. They could sell it for $5. They are making money. We are making money. It is a win-win. They could sell Happy Coffee. They could call it. They could call it Smart Coffee. They could call it whatever the hell they want, and it's a different coffee for them that they could utilize in their place. All right. Or, hair salon. If you want a hair salon and you're typically giving your customers coffee anyway, give them this to try. There's a lot of things that we could do with this, guys. So, think outside the box a little bit. And that's all I have to say. Does anybody have anything before we go?
I have a question, Maria.
Sure.
Couple of new promoters that I have, it's funny, they're both having the same problem when they're, I guess, copying, pasting, or typing in their page to send to people, where autocorrect is spacing out their name or something like that. I just wanted everybody to be aware that check your stuff before you text it to people when you type it out, or copy it from a note, because what's happening on the iPhones, and it happens to me once in a while when I'm in I'm doing 15 different things, that somebody calls me back and says, hey, I can't get into your page. So I just wanted everybody who's trying to promote, trying to get, especially when you're doing it at the end of the month, when you're doing 15 different, it seems like at the end of the month, everybody and their grandmother all of a sudden is really curious about what the hell you're doing.
Right.
And they keep coming to you and say, what is this? Now it's, people who are working or whatever, and people are asking you, and you just be careful and be cognizant of, take a second before you send anything out, because what I'm seeing is my guys, they're sending it out and then people can't get in. Next thing you know, I'm calling customer service saying, hey, we didn't get the volume because this went straight to Elevacity. So I just wanted everybody to be aware of that.
Yep. That's a good one. Anybody else? No?
Oh, if you haven't gone live yet, do it. I'll probably say it every week because there's a lot of people who haven't done it yet.
I'm guilty.
Out for drinking this
It's okay.
Girl.
It's all good. I am the most guilty. I am the most guilty. I know.
But on a real note, but for people who are new that maybe don't have the network or the team that Maria has already, guys, Facebook Live is the way to build your network. It is the number one way to let your audience know who you are. So just do it. Like, it's scary and it's awkward at first, trust me. But guys, you will get, every person that has joined my team saw one of my Facebook Live videos at some point in time. Every single one who joined me in my previous company, or pretty much in every previous company that I was with, and especially this one for sure, and even customers. That video I did like randomly about the smart coffee the other day that got like 1 billion shares and a bunch of interaction, guys, I probably got like 15 customers from that one video. Just random people were like, what is it? Just curious. And I mean, just doing a simple video of showing how you make your coffee in the morning. Like, it's not that hard to do. You just got to do it. I mean, if you don't want your face in the camera, like, it's okay. You can turn around and be making your coffee and show it to them. Like, show them. They're going to want to see. I mean, that's pretty cool for your audience to be able to see what the coffee looks like, that you don't have little grounds, coffee grounds floating at the top and, or whatever. Show them that you actually fix it in a normal way. If you don't know what type of like content to put out there, show them what we have. Like, that's going to get you customers. And, and that would be an easy way to be like, hey, let me send you a sample in the mail. Or, we have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Like, you have nothing to lose except the weight. And obviously to gain the energy, and that's just a huge thing. Like, if you don't know what to talk about that. Like, that's a great place to start,
Well, I got something to start with. Roseanne, which I'm going to call you out now. Roseanne is she's a naturopathic nurse practitioner. So utilize her. Yes, Mark is in the house. Utilize her. Ro, unmute yourself and tell them that you're available to everybody to do a live, because you guys could ask her medical questions or science questions, and it will give more validity to what we have, the science behind it. So, think of questions that you want to ask her. Think, people are saying, oh my God, like, you can't have too many, hormones going on in your brain. And, Roseanne, is that okay? Is it not okay? You know what I mean? Like, guys, this is what I mean when I say you need to utilize everybody else's strengths for your weaknesses. And, Rose's strength is her medical background, right? And her weakness is getting on Facebook. So, you know what I'm saying, guys? Like, help each other out and really start to use each other to really build yourselves up.
Mm-hmm. And I'm totally willing to do a joint live with.
We know that.
I will. Like I've done it with a couple people already, and I will do it with you if you just want to ask questions, just like she can do. I mean, I don't know all about medical stuff, so you can't ask me those kind of questions, or I'll probably like freeze and turn red. But like really utilize each other. Like people who've had.
Roseanne, I want to do a live with you, so you plan it. Let me know when I can do it.
All right, Brittany.
People who've had the great,
Okay.
people who've had really good results, like ask them to go live so that you can ask them questions on how they lost weight. Like
Yeah, Chris went live with Joseph last night.
Yeah.
Chris is skinny as everything. And so he was like, Brittany, I just don't know how I'm going to reach people because I know this product helps lose weight, but I feel so rude being like, hey, fatty, you want to lose some weight, you know? And I'm like, just go tell him, like, you got this weight loss coffee. And he's like, but I'm, you know, they're going to be like, why are you drinking weight loss coffee? And I was like, go live with Joseph. He's fatty 2x4. I'm just kidding. But I was like, go live with him. He's lost
Not
20
anymore.
pounds doing it. I was like, he's lost 20 pounds. I mean, he's down, what, 70 pounds eating ketogenic and with a coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, use somebody else. If you don't have a testimony for that, use somebody else, you know? And so it's just, it works well like that.
And there's other benefits besides weight loss, too.
Yeah.
The energy's incredible.
Yeah. And just go back to what Bridget's saying. Her whole team was built on Facebook Live. My whole team pretty much was built on Instagram. So we can do some Instagram training later if you guys want an Instagram tutorial. But that's how I met Bridget, was I saw some of her lives training on network marketing. And I was new into network marketing, so I didn't know what I was doing. Well, little did I know, she probably didn't know what she was doing either. She was like 18 at the time, probably like 13, just graduating middle school. And she was training on network marketing. And so I was like, wow, God, this girl knows everything. And so I followed her and watched her videos and commented. And we built a relationship through social media. And so then when I posted something that I was left prove it and a good income did something new, she was like, what are you doing? And so people will, you know, you'll connect more through live videos than you'll ever do it through, a post. So we all got to get on Bridget's level.
Lord have mercy.
Brittany, is it okay if I add into that? Absolutely, guys. It's I'm not exactly someone who would be taking weight loss anything, and I never really have been. And so when I started into this, and Joe and I were talking about it that night, and Britt jumped on, I was thinking to myself, man, this sounds like an amazing opportunity, but I really don't know how am I going to get this out there to people. Because I mean, just look at me, right? But it is all about leveraging your resources as best as you can, and we're all in this together. I really appreciate Bridget giving us the challenge of doing 30-day. I still have yet to do my live tonight, but I will, Bridget, I will. But it's all about leveraging your resources, and because we are in this together and we're making this commitment together, lean on each other as much as you possibly can. Where I've got tremendous results from the energy itself. You know, somebody might drink it, like for instance, I've been talking back and forth with my sister, who my sister is in the process of wanting to lose quite a bit of weight. She drinks the coffee and she's like, yeah, you know, I don't feel anything. Wait, you don't feel anything? Like how much are you taking, right? And she says, you know, I don't feel anything. However, I can tell a difference as far as the weight goes. But for me, I obviously take it for the energy. I drink it for the energy. And as I said last night in my live video, it is something that someone of my build can take. I can drink it and not have a major impact on my diet, on how much I eat or don't eat throughout the day. It's really all contingent on your body telling you when you're hungry. So last thing, again, just if you haven't gone live, do it. I'm serious. It is absolutely a game changer. Up to this point, I hadn't really had very much information coming from, or haven't had any interest coming from people all that much. And I was talking to everybody. I was messaging people. I mean, I was getting myself out there. But one live video, and it was 3 hours, I was nonstop, just straight talking to people. And I think I closed like 5 trials last night alone. with another 3 today that were like, hey, I'm not going to do it tonight. Let me hit you up in the morning. I'm like, cool. So, yeah.
You become the hunted rather than the hunter.
Right. Exactly. People came
Yes,
after
it's
me.
so hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard reaching out to people all the time, or like when you're at somewhere being like, oh my gosh, I got this new coffee. Like that is so, like, you're going out on a limb, and people that do that are successful. They are successful. If you can do that, you can be successful in network marketing. However, people like me who would rather be broken poor under a bridge than to just reach out to people, it's so much easier when they're coming to you. I want info, I want info, I want info. And every single person that has gone live has been like, Brittany, oh my God, or not even me, but like in their group chats, oh my gosh, my phone has nonstop since. Every single person. It doesn't matter if you've got 5,000 friends or 1,000 friends or 400 friends. Every single person who goes live is getting a lot of messages, and a lot of people want information because it's not something they've heard of and used multiple times.
Right.
So it's really, really beneficial for you to get some interest so you don't get discouraged, because I know Chris had probably gotten a little discouraged, and I know how that feels. And so if you break out the mold and do something different, you never know. I mean, your business could blow up. And once you start getting sales and trials out, it's like it changes your mentality and it changes the way your business goes from there on out.
Yeah, it
And
does.
use Facebook stories. I think one morning, I don't know that I have done this with the coffee yet, but with the previous company I was with, I did like Facebook stories of me like talking about the products that we had and like how to take it and how to do it or whatever. And I know that got a lot of traction and a lot of sales, and it was like $150. So I know that if you go on your Facebook story and show you making the coffee, or just like video your coffee cup, pouring the hot water in, you know, putting the scoop in and your creamer or whatever you're doing, like show that on your Facebook story, because people sit on the freaking toilet and click through Facebook stories, y'all. Like, I mean, really, like Facebook stories to Instagram stories. I mean, I don't have Snapchat, but if you have Snapchat, I'm sure that's a really good thing. People just click through the stories when they get bored. So if they come across somebody like showing a picture of step by step how they're making their weight loss coffee or their energy coffee or whatever it is, like you're going to have a lot of people, you know, and when they comment on those, it goes straight to your messenger. So you automatically have a conversation started, which is a pretty cool thing. And I got a lot of sales from that, with which I have not done that with the coffee yet, but I'm going to do that in the morning, actually, now that I said it. But that was something that got a lot of traction before, and I know that if that got traction, like this is going to get a lot more.
And Chris, to answer, Chris just sent the message. Yeah, we have spoken about different ways, different recipes to put on the Happiness Tribe page. So guys, if you have a recipe that you are making with your coffee, please put it on, take a picture of it and put it on. This way we could see and we could, you know, share and stuff like that. I mean, you know, the more recipes we have, the better it's going to be. One more thing I want to say. I know I keep on saying one more thing, and then
That's my next live. What are you doing? Don't do that. I'm taking over for Keto Dad. I'm the new Keto Dad.
Nick is taking over for Nick.
Just different last name. I'm sorry. I'm letting you know where I'm from.
Yeah, seriously. All right, guys. Always be prepared with samples. I have a bag of samples here in a bag. I have a bag in a bag. I have patches in my bag. I typically have Xanthromax. I have my label on my bags, and the bags are still open just in case I want to put a patch or something else in with it. Okay? So always be prepared. Do not find yourself unprepared. You will be out at a store and you will find a reason to give somebody a sample. You could strike up a conversation. You will run into somebody that you haven't seen in 5 years, but they saw your live on Facebook and they said, "What is that you're doing?" And you say, "Oh, here, look what I have." All right, guys, do not ever catch yourself unprepared, because you'll regret it. You definitely.
Yep. I gave out 5 samples at a family birthday dinner tonight.
There you See?
But people, well, it was my cousin. She was asking me about it or whatever. And she said, I have 3 people at work who drink coffee. I think they would really like it. And I was like, okay, take 4 of them, 1 for you, and give it to them, And then I texted her the website link. I said, so whenever you and your friends fall in love with this, you can, go ahead and place your order or call me and I'll help you. And that's just such an easy way to do it. And I'm going to tell you, my personal friends and family literally laugh at me for doing network marketing. They do. My parents are now, they're supportive and my husband is supportive, but my cousins, uncles, family, whatever, they're not the ones that are going to support you. And usually
until they see that you're making a lot of money, and then they're like, how do I get on that?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. No, they don't necessarily ever come around. I know the top earner in our other company, his mom lived with them. She paid all the bills. He paid every bill for her. And she's like, when are you going to get a real job? When are you getting a real job? So sometimes they will never come around. I know my dad, when I left Prove It, he said, I'm so glad you left that company. Now you can go back and use your degree.
Yeah.
I ain't going back and using my degree. I made $30,000 a year. No.
I still do.
You're like,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Even I wasn't making $30,000 a month like Miss Brittany over there did, but I was making enough to pay our bills and match my husband's income, which I thought was pretty cool. And people, they literally will think I'm crazy because I found out I was pregnant in college and basically quit because I would rather go back whenever my daughter's older than not waste that time, but do it now, And so I'm not in college anymore. So I guess college dropout or what, I don't even know, whatever you want to call me. But and you would not believe the amount of people who are like, when are you going to go back and get a real job? And I'm like, I'm making more now than what I would have been making with, cause I was going to get a teaching degree too, actually. And so that's, embrace what you're doing. Understand that we have a better way, guys. Network marketing, it's a better way. I was talking to my cousin tonight who wanted to try the coffee, and she was saying, she's excited about trying the coffee, and she was asking questions about the business. So I was telling her, and she was like, well, in my sales job, I do whatever, and I'm making this much, and and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, but do you have time freedom? Can you go on vacation when you want? You know what I mean? Embrace what we have because it is good. It is really good. It doesn't matter if you're 18 or if you're 82. What we have is something that people who are not in network marketing will never have. They will never have time freedom. They may have a work-at-home job, but they still have to clock in and out.
Right.
We don't have to do that. Love what we do and be confident in it. And when people, sitting at a table with 30 people tonight, who literally were they wanted samples of the coffee, but they laughed at the fact that I was doing the business side of it. But I was like, do you see what's going on right now? Every single person around here is about to buy this from me, and I'm about to make money off of them. And, but they were laughing at that, even the people who I'm closest with. And so, just embrace what we have and be able to laugh that off.
Remember what I said with my post, that what I posted yesterday or this morning. Mm-hmm. My desire to help people, and I know this is this case for everybody here, our desire to help people far outweighs what people think about us. I really could give a shit, to be quite honest with you. As long as I'm helping people, you could say whatever you want. And, the bottom line is I have a lot of friends who are overweight, fat. Fat. And unhappy, they're miserable, and they'll roll their eyes and say, oh God, what is she doing? Give me a break. I don't do that stuff. Clearly. You know what I mean? So you just let them go. You just do you be happy. You do what makes you happy. And, I'm sorry, but we'll have the last laugh. And don't ever underestimate anybody who, customers. And, I know I've had a couple of people saying, oh, well, I can't get any promoters, and it'll happen. Believe me, it'll happen. I had somebody who enrolled this morning. I had no idea that she was enrolling. I looked, I was on my phone checking my numbers, and no, she wasn't there. 15 minutes later, I went on again, and I was like, oh, where did she come from? And I sent her a message, and I said, when did you enroll? She says, well, because she's been taking it. She's a customer. She says, well, I had it at work, and somebody somebody said that they wanted it. They wanted me to buy it for them. And then somebody else said it. She says, and I said, you know what? I can make a little business out of this. So do not underestimate. You will find people who will come out of the woodwork and blow it out of the water. So, you know what I mean? Just give it time. Just let people do their own thing. Let people do their own thing, and it'll happen. It will. Yep. All right, guys. I think that was it. We about 8 or 9 people dropped off. They're tired of hearing us. So with that, I am going to stop recording. I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. I will upload this to our Happiness Tribe page. Again, please, 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 please make sure you utilize the page. Before you ask any questions, go to the page. If you enroll somebody, send them to that page immediately and let them look at the getting started and the facts so that at least they know where to begin. All right. Thank you guys. Have a good night. You're the best. Love you. Talk to you later. Bye.